Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to set up the virtual machine environment for the Multiphysics Simulation 1 course. So the operating system of the virtual machine is Ubuntu Linux, which is Debian based, and it includes all the necessary software we're using in this course. And I would suggest that you have at least 4 GB of RAM and at least 15 gigabytes of disk space, whereas I personally use 25 gigabytes since I have some additional packages installed, but it should not be less than 15 gigabyte. So as I've written here on the slides, the first step is to download the Oracle VirtualBox, which you can download via this link here, and they have installers for both Windows and Linux operating systems. So download this VBox and also download the extension pack for your specific host platform. And once you installed VirtualBox, which kind of hosts the virtual machine, you can download the actual virtual machine image from this link here. Then instead of going through the slides, I will start my VirtualBox environment and show you how to set it up. So once you have installed your Oracle VirtualBox and downloaded the virtual machine, you can start VirtualBox. And it looks quite similar to my window here. However, you don't have these virtual boxes loaded. This space will be all blank. So the next step is to import the virtual machine image. So you click on File, Import Appliance. Then you choose the OVA file that you downloaded from the TU Graz cloud. Click on Next. And here you could actually already change some settings, but simply click Import. We will change it in the VirtualBox itself. So here you click on Import and wait until it's loaded. Once it is loaded, you will see the virtual machine listed here, and now we can change the settings. So you simply click on this Settings button, and here you can define the amount of RAM you allow the virtual machine to use, the number of processors. So you can choose, let's say, 4 CPU cores, and you can also define the shared folder. So the shared folder is the communication between your host system and the virtual machines. If you download something on your host operating system that you want to use inside of the virtual machine, this works via the share folder. And in your case, there is no share folder when you first open the settings menu. So you click on this plus button here and select the folder you want to share with the virtual machine. So in my case, the folder I want to share with the virtual machine is located here in my home directory. So I simply click on the folder, open, and here you can rename the folder the way it should appear in the virtual machine. You can simply leave it unchanged and click Auto Mount. If you don't click Auto Mount, you would have to mount it manually every time you start the virtual machine. So simply click OK, OK, and start the virtual machine. So then you can, if you installed the VBox Manager correctly, the full screen mode should work. So if you click on the maximize button, it should jump to the full screen mode, and user is user and password is also user. And just wait until it's fully loaded. And now we can handle the share folder permissions. So you can either double click on this terminal button here, or use the shortcut Ctrl-Alt-T to open the terminal window. And now let's navigate to the shared folder. You already see the shared folder here mounted. Maybe we go to the file explorer. You see the share folder here, and it is mounted at media SF share folder. Now we navigate to this folder, to this media folder actually, so CD, which means change directory, media, ls, and here we see this SF_share folder. So the name I defined it was share folder, and the SF_ was automatically added to the folder name. Then if we type in ls-la, so list all, we see that this share folder has certain permissions, and if you execute it, or if you open the virtual machine for the first time, this is root, and we need to add the current user. So this user we need to add to the VBox group. Maybe you're already added to this group. I'm not sure how I exported the virtual machine, so maybe if here it already displays VBox SF, you don't need to execute the following command. If this is root, then type in the following. So sudo for superuser does operation, then add user $user, so the current user we want to add to the group VBox SF. So now we're and user as the password, and now we're added the current user to the group VBox SF, and in my case I was already added. I was already a member of this group, so there's no need to change it for my setup. What we have to do next is we need to change the permissions, and we can do this by simply typing sudo chmod777 and point to this share folder directory, so media SF share folder, and type enter. In my case, nothing changed because I already had the folder previously mounted, and Ubuntu obviously remembered the correct permissions I was using for this folder. So I already have the correct permissions, and you might have different ones. I think it might also be depending on the name of the folder, so you probably have to type in this command to make it fully working. And now we can test if it's correctly working. You can navigate to this share folder on your host operating system. So in my case it's located here, this share folder. Then we can simply add a new folder like test, go to the virtual machine. So now we're in the virtual machine, reload the browser, and we have this test folder available. Then let's try to open it. Okay, we can read. Then let's go back to your host system and insert a text file or a Word file or whatever file you want, and let's try to open it in the virtual machine. So in this folder I create a text file, test.txt, hello world, save it. So This is the browser, the explorer of my host operating system. Let's navigate to the virtual machine. Now we have this file. Let's try to open it so we can read. And let's try to write, save, and it's working. Let's check, cross-check it. Okay, so we have read and write permissions on this shared folder. Okay, and contrary to last year's setup, we don't have to deal with licenses for Trellis, or now it's called Core from Qubit, because we have a free student or academics license. And what will happen if you open it just via this Core from Qubit command? It will crash. It will have a seg fault, and the issue are graphics related. So on this virtual machine there are some graphics libraries that are non-conforming with the Core from Qubit necessary graphics libraries. So if we open it via sudo core from Qubit, we need to enter the password, then it's working fine and you can use it just as you would use it as a user. Okay, so if you reach this point, everything is working fine, everything was set up correctly, and you're ready to start the course. So thanks for watching and see you in the exercises. Bye.